So here's blog part two, and you're probably thinking to yourself, "Wait, part two? You put 9 parts up before, and well, I'm trying to make it like weekly, but I'm also trying to cut it up into 5 minute things." So, and I'm sorry about talking about stuff not related to the job, but I'm like when I talk about other stuff, I kind of do that partly to give guidance and advice and just stories and kind of like in some ways kind of brag about what I've done, but it's not so much that, but it's like testaments to my character. Like what have I done, and what kind of person am I? And that's what I think that you know, how many stories do you hear about people, and how many stories can you identify with a person and really say that's what makes that person? And it's like with John McCain, he will always be known to me as a guy who was a POW, and really he served his country, he fought well, and then he was a prisoner, and he suffered through that. And then he came out of that, without revenge and a grudge in his heart, and he wanted to serve his people, and then people insult him by saying like, oh, he had an illegitimate black child, and it's like, no, he adopted, a orphan Southeast Asian, girl, and it's just like, I don't know, all these hate ads and stuff like that. So anyways, what's going on with me in my life this past week? Well, I'm kind of curious if G4 is aware of this video blog, and I'm pretty sure that they're aware. I mean, they know I want a job with them, and the guys in the forums, they're aware that I want a job with G4, and but I'm kind of curious if they know about the blog yet. And if they do, hey, I don't mind if you guys use this. I don't mind if you use this to make fun of me either. Like seriously, if you make fun of me, it's quite alright. I don't mind. I don't mind the attention. I don't mind the negative attention even. It's like, make the jokes funny. If people are laughing, at my expense or at me or whatever, it's okay. If everybody can laugh at it, that's cool. But so you guys have my full permission. But I'm also kind of curious. Did they get my package yet? Because Wednesday before Thanksgiving afternoon, like Wednesday afternoon before Thanksgiving, I sent a box full of old video games, like computer games, like DOS and Commodore 64 games, like Elvira, Bard's Tale, Azure Blades, Pool of Radiance, whatever kind of games. Just like a bunch of old style games. That and a like an old style. It's not a speak and spell, but it's something boxy like that. It's bigger and this and that. So I'm kind of curious if they got them yet. But the what else? What else? Well, and so then I think something else I should probably mention is like what my goals in life are, and just it's kind of hard to say what exactly what I want my goal to be, but I have this dream, I have this aspiration to be a writer, and just write stories, and entertain people, and just kind of I write a story, then take a trip, travel around, see people, see things, do things, and and if I was married, God, you can imagine how beautiful that would be. Like, all right, honey, I finished my book. Let's go on a let's go on a world trip, and just cruise around, and kind of like enjoy the money, but also just do it to gain fodder for the next thing I'm gonna write, and I do like other people do and raise awareness about situations, but ultimately, like what I want to write about is, like motivational work in some ways. It's I like writing fantasy. I like writing war fantasy, but I like the way I write it is that I want people to read it and to say, wow, I can kind of identify with this guy. I understand that the struggle and the what he's trying to work against, and that it'll give them an idea of how they should go about what they could do with their own lives and how they can help themselves. And that's just like my long-term dream kind of goal. But I'm a realist, and I'll settle for like a nice office job, chair, desk job, answering to a boss. I don't mind as long as they're not a jerk of a boss. But just something regular, something that gives you a good paycheck. I don't mind stuff like that. But the other something else is like one of the things that people say like what would you do before you're 35 kind of thing, and for me, I think I would really like to go to a Playboy Mansion Party. And I mean, you may laugh, you may think it's crazy and this and that, and it's my guy side showing out, but it's like, it's just something about going to a place where a bunch of beautiful women, scantily clad and I get to rub elbows with them, But on top of that, there's also like you realize like all these actors, movie stars, celebrities, uh, important, influential people, people with power, people with substance, people who do write stuff like that. They go to those parties as well, and just go there and just be like, wow, wait, who are you? And because like you'll see a writer like, wait, who are you? What do you do? And you can talk to them. I think it would just be amazing. And, plus, who knows, maybe have sex as two women that night, but